The Adventures of Prickly Porky. Chapter 9. Jimmy Skunk and Uncle Billy Possum tell different stories. The little people of the Green Meadows and the Green Forest didn't know what to believe. First came Peter Rabbit with the strangest kind of story about being chased by a terrible creature without legs, head, or tail. He said that it had come down the hill where Prickly Porky the porcupine lives in the Green Forest. Jimmy Skunk had been sent to call on Prickly Porky and ask him if he'd seen any strange creatures such as Peter Rabbit had told about. Prickly Porky had said he didn't see any stranger in that part of the Green Forest. And Jimmy had straightway returned to the Green Meadows and told all his friends there that Peter Rabbit must have had something the matter with his eyes or else was crazy, for Prickly Porky hadn't been away from home and yet had seen nothing unusual. At the same time, Uncle Billy Possum was going about in the Green Forest telling everybody whom he met that he had called on Prickly Porky and that Prickly Porky had told him that Peter Rabbit undoubtedly had seen something strange. Of course, Jimmy Skunk's story soon spread through the Green Forest, and Uncle Billy Possum's story soon spread over the Green Meadows. And so nobody knew what to believe or think. If Jimmy Skunk was right, why, Peter Rabbit's strange story wasn't to be believed at all. If Uncle Billy was right, why, Peter's story wasn't as crazy as it sounded. Of course, all this arose a great deal of talk and curiosity, and those who had the most courage began to make visits to the hill where Prickly Porky lives to see if they could see for themselves anything out of the ordinary. But they always found that part of the Green Forest just as usual, and always, if they saw Prickly Porky at all, he seemed to be fast asleep, and no one liked to wake him to ask questions. Little by little, they began to think that Jimmy Skunk was right, and that Peter Rabbit's terrible creature existed only in Peter's imagination. About this time, Uncle Billy told of having just such an experience as Peter had. It happened exactly it did with Peter, and very early in the morning, when he was passing the foot of the hill where Prickly Porky lives. I was just passing along, minding my own business, when I heard a noise up on the hill behind me, said Uncle Billy. And when I looked up, there was something coming straight down at me, and I couldn't see any legs or head or tail. What did you do, Uncle Billy? Asked Bobby Coon. What did I do? I just what y'alls would have done. I done run, replied Uncle Billy, looking round the little circle of forest and meadow people, listening with round eyes and open mouths. Yes, sir, I done run. And I didn't turn around until I was safe in my holler tree. Pooh, sneered Reddy Fox, who had been listening. You're a coward. I wouldn't have run. I would have waited and find out what it was. You and Peter Rabbit would run away from your own shadow. You don't dare go there yourself at daybreak tomorrow, retorted Uncle Billy. I do too, declared Reddy angrily, though he didn't have the least intention of going. All right, I'm going to be there in a tree where I can watch tomorrow morning and see if you are brave as you talk, declared Uncle Billy. Then Reddy knew that he would have to go or else be called a coward. I'll be there, he snarled as he slunk away.